Hi everybody, my name is Sarah Diana and I have dysautonomia. Dysautonomia literally means dysregulation of the autonomic nervous system. Not very many people know what it is, so I'm going to make up some YouTube videos to spread awareness. My childhood dream was to join the military, so I did. And I became a United States Marine on June 11, 2004. So, what does having dysautonomia and being a Marine have anything to do with each other? In my case, absolutely everything. I graduated from boot camp after being meritoriously promoted to PFC. I graduated having scored a 295 on my PFT, and then I went on to MCT, Camp Geiger, North Carolina. And after that, I found out that I was going to be a 2311 ammo tech. So my MOS school was going to be at Redstone Arsenal in Alabama. I arrived at Redstone Arsenal in July of 2004 and we started training to become an ammo tech. Well, on August 2nd, 2004, we had a promotion ceremony in front of the detachment building. And we're always told to stay hydrated and to not lock out our knees or anything like that while we're standing in a formation. Well, I started feeling all sorts of symptoms. I started sweating profusely. I started having a very severe headache. I felt all these little tinglies all over my body. I was extremely nauseous and I honestly thought I was going to throw up all over the place, but thankfully I didn't. And I felt like I was going to pass out. So I started moving my knees around to make sure that I wasn't locking them out. And I kept on praying that the major was going to call us to fall out. But moments before he said fall out, I literally fell out. I had fainted. And whenever I came to, there were other Marines all around trying to pick me up. And I remember I fainted again. After that, my platoon sergeant picked me up and carried me inside to the air conditioning, and we pretty much brushed the faint as I either locked my knees out, I was just dehydrated because we just ran a PT, or perhaps that my blood sugar was low because we hadn't been to morning chow yet or anything like that. So I didn't even go to medical. I didn't think that I needed to or anything. I just figured a simple faint, not a big deal. So after that, I went to the chow hall, ate morning chow, and then I carried on the rest of the day just as any other day would be. A few days later, I was at morning PT and we had gone to the gym that morning. And my gunnery sergeant looked at me and he was like, "Hey, Devil Dog, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yes, gunnery sergeant." And times I said that, I fainted again. This time I was taken by ambulance to medical, and at medical they told me that I was probably just dehydrated because I had tachycardia. And tachycardia means fast heart rate. Well, I started drinking about 10 bottles of Gatorade every single day, and I started drinking about 10 bottles of water in addition to that. So we knew that I wasn't just dehydrated, but I started fainting just about every single time that we PT'd. And I was also starting to faint sitting down even. You know, I could be in formations and faint, I could be walking and faint, I could be sitting there talking to someone and just pass out, or, I could be doing absolutely anything and I would just faint. It took a while for me to convince everyone that I wasn't just faking it. Apparently, fainting is the most faked thing in the military for a medical discharge. And so it was extremely tough trying to persuade them or to prove to them that I wasn't just trying to get out of the Marine Corps. Being in the military was my dream. I absolutely loved every single minute of it. It was a lot of fun. And actually, whenever medical told me that I could be medically separated because of my fainting, I cried for hours. All the nurses and doctors would come in there and they were asking me what was wrong, and I was just bawling. I was crying so much because I didn't want to be discharged. I just had gotten out of boot camp, just had got out of MCT. I was still training to be an ammo tech. I still hadn't made out to the fleet yet. And if you've been through boot camp, you've been through MCT or SOI or MOS school and all of that, you can't wait to get to the fleet. You want to see what it's like. And I couldn't wait, All my life, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a Marine. And for them to tell me, we're going to kick you out, that was horrible for me. And anyway, because of my fainting and because of all the other symptoms, I ended up being held back because I was hospitalized while I was in MOS school. But I finally did graduate, and after that I was sent to Camp Lejeune to work at the ASP. While I was there, we had to do a PFT. And for the PFT for Marines, for female Marines, you do a flex arm hang, you do crunches, and you do a 3-mile run. Well, I maxed out the flex arm hang, I maxed out the crunches, and we started to do the run. The entire time on the run, my chest hurt really bad and it was really hard for me to breathe. And I felt dizzy, felt extremely lightheaded, but I kept running anyway. And just as I crossed over the finish line, I fainted. I still scored a 257 though, which is still a first class PFT. So I do make fun of Marines who can't score at least that, because I took a nap on my run and I still did good. But I was taken to medical then as well, and because I had tachycardia, they said, "Oh, you're just dehydrated." Or they thought that I was just trying to get out PT, but I love to exercise, so the whole trying to get out of PT thing, that was never a thought of mine. I love to run, and actually I miss running a lot because I can't do that anymore. Every time that I run, I do faint. So I saw the question now. Can't wait until I can run again though. But anyway.